Everyone's going to keep their job. I'm going to repeat that. Everyone's going to keep their job. We aren't laying people off.
It's a promise we've heard repeatedly from this government going back to the election campaign. But still, hundreds of teachers across the GTA received layoff notices this week. And while many of those teachers will ultimately be called back to their positions by the fall, for some, they could be reduced to part-time, occasional status.
What I can tell you with absolute confidence is that there will be no involuntary job loss associated with our education plan.
It's a plan that includes increasing classroom sizes from grade 4 through high school and mandatory online courses for high school students. While boards regularly send surplus notices around this time each year, teachers are generally reassigned to other schools. This time around, they're being warned that many will lose their full-time status and be reduced to part-time, occasional status, meaning loss of benefits, pay, and job security. Thompson wouldn't say if a move to precarious work should be considered a lost job. Moving from full-time to occasional, is that a job loss?
Again, we're taking a look at how our school boards are working through the system, and I can tell you that there will be no involuntary job loss. Thank you very much.
Can you answer her question, though, Minister?
So going from being a full-time teacher to a part-time or occasional teacher, is that a job loss?
Yes. There's no other way to describe that. I mean, for the minister not to say that that's job loss is just, it defies the reality of what it means to families.
It's not surprising we're seeing 369 teacher job losses at Peel. We also saw another 300 in Ottawa. We've seen hundreds across the province already. And we are still anticipating that at the end of the day, it's going to be more like 10,000 teachers or education worker jobs lost.
But employment lawyer Muniza Sheikh says moving from full-time to part-time doesn't necessarily equate into a lost job, at least not under the terms of the teachers' collective agreements.
Does it seem like a job loss when you're moved from full-time to part-time and your compensation is reflected accordingly with a part-time position? Absolutely. Has there been a violation of the terms of the collective agreement? The answer is no.
Just the contour lines, the outside.
So while technically it may not be a job loss, for those impacted, it will certainly feel that way.
It's a full-time equivalent job loss, absolutely. It's certainly difficult for that teacher and their family to know that you have a permanent full-time job, and now if you're occasional, part-time, you lose that regular paycheck that your family needs.
Now, Thompson says the boards will ultimately receive their funding levels by the end of the month, but some school boards we spoke with believe that layoffs will be inevitable. Inside Queen's Park, Christina Howard, City News.